I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon, Live Oak parents, families, community, staff, district office, school board, all of you joining us on the World Wide Web, but most importantly, good afternoon and congratulations to the Live Oak class of 2020. It is my honor and privilege to welcome all of you to this unconventional yet historical Live Oak High School virtual class of 2020 commencement ceremony. It is an understatement to say that these are unprecedented times, and with all of us feeling conflicted, uncertain, concerned, and full of emotions that we have yet to name or discover. Let's let today be a moment in this pandemic to celebrate and honor the hard work and dedication that has been put forth by the over 250 students in the forever memorable senior class of 2020. Seniors, take yourself back to summer of 2016. You were 13 or 14 years old. You were listening to Work, One Dance, or Can't Stop This Feeling, and excited and eager to start your first year of high school here at Live Oak. The largest concern you may have had at that time was which outfit would you wear on the first day of school? Did you have classes with some of your friends? Would you like all of your teachers? And would your locker potentially be next to that special someone? I was right there with you, much older than 13 and in no need of a locker, but preparing for my first job as an administrator at a new school and wondering many of the same things about my place in the world. This was a time of wonder, curiosity, a little bit of fear, but also the start to an opportunity-filled quest to enjoy surviving the next 4 years of high school. Looking back, that may seem like a lifetime ago, and we may find ourselves thinking that some of our worries and fears were immature and silly. Little did we know that the next 4 years would bring much more serious, important, and life-changing events that would shape who you are today. You have lived in a time where technology has advanced far beyond the Motorola Razr that I had in college, a time where you and your peers are facing heightened bullying, social media influence, anxiety, and teenage challenges that none of us as adults faced, and it can all be captured and shown for the whole world to see. A time where we have had notable challenges in government, new and continuous challenges to civil rights and treatment, and several movements from us as a people. Here in our home state and community, your class has gone to school during a time of catastrophic fires, mass shootings, power shutdowns, and now the unimaginable, a global pandemic that set itself into chaos right at the end of your 4th year, your senior year of high school. 13-year-old you and 30-something-year-old me could have never anticipated what we are facing and living, especially in the last year of your high school quest. The real world, real life issues that you and your peers are currently faced with bring an unfathomable challenge that none of us can pretend to fully understand. I have told you all year that you, the students and young adults, have or should have a voice. Boy, has that come back to bite me a few times. However, I stand by my word today, and I also acknowledge that that might not feel very relevant to you anymore, and that many things, including today's ceremony, feel like your voices have been silenced. This is a complex situation, uncharted territory, and myself and everyone around you will do what we can to continue to support the class of 2020 in their transition from this historical event, lifelong development, and completion of secondary education into the rest of your life. It is important to remember that your hard work in education and growing up into young adults is not for nothing. While a ceremony is an important rite of passage, the lessons, intellect, interactions, celebrations, and milestones along the way have ultimately shaped the individuals you are today. The future is yours. No matter what traditions we can or cannot provide you, we will continue to support you in new traditions that you will now get to choose for yourself in the longer quest we call life. Please know that the last 13 years of education, self-exploration, and camaraderie will not go to waste. They have the unique opportunity to catapult you into your future. High school, while filled with amazing memories, challenges, and opportunities, is but one chapter of your life. After today, you have earned yourself a high school diploma and 13 years of education, skill development, you name it, you have done it. The world is literally yours at this point in time. That can be scary and exciting all at the same time. It may feel like the freedom and what's next are trapped and plans are on hold, but remember, it's just a pause. Think about, what will you do with this pause? Will you create a Minecraft university? Will you have more time to enjoy your family before transitioning into your next endeavor? Will you join the workforce and gain more life and skill experiences? The paths that you take are truly endless. And guess what? They are yours to create, get lost on, change your way, and decide when those paths are going to end. Jon Stewart says, "The unfortunate yet truly exciting thing about your life is that there is no core curriculum. The entire place is an elective." This couldn't ring more true at a moment where we honor and acknowledge your high school career, but send you into the unknown. Where you get your voice is now, for your life and the chapters that await you. I challenge each and every one of you to use your voice or find your voice. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand up for those who cannot. Voice what you want, when you want it, and how you want it. Use your voice to share your feelings. Use your voice to express your concerns or wonderings. Use your voice to tell us your confusions. Now is the moment that we say, "You did it." But you get to in turn say, "Yes, we did, but watch what's next." I can never truly express what an opportunity these 4 years have been to see you grow, see you fall, see you rise again, and put me in awe with the intelligence, grit, determination, talent, and more that each and every one of you have brought to Live Oak High School. There are no words to express my gratitude for allowing me to be along your quest here at Live Oak, and no words or acts or celebrations to honor all that you have achieved and are facing right now. So I leave you with this. Use your voice. Create the words that write your next story. Congratulations and thank you to the Live Oak High School senior class of 2020. It is my pleasure to now introduce the superintendent of our Morgan Hill Unified School District, Mr. Steve BETANDO.
Principal CALABRETTA, Live Oak staff, district staff, parents of graduates, family and friends, thank you all so much for your contributions to these wonderful young women and men who are graduating today. Graduates, life is full of what we call defining moments in time. Some of those moments impact us as individuals, and some of those moments impact our entire society. Today's moment in time is both. However, I believe it is not the graduation itself that defines you, nor is it this pandemic that defines any of us, or our society, in fact. I believe that no experiences you ever have can be the sole cause of what defines any of you, unless you let it. When your senior year was disrupted by the virus, it was hard to accept the changes to your life. You may have asked several times, what does this mean for my future? I think about a Major League Baseball player famous for overcoming adversity by the name of Vernon Law when he said, "Experience is a hard teacher because she gives the lesson first and the test later." I suggest to you that the only way the virus experience can hurt your future is if you live in regret for the possibilities of what could have been. Do you live in regret, or do you have resolve to use your experiences to fuel your success for the rest of your life? What did you learn about yourself during this unusual situation? What did you begin to appreciate that you never would have thought about if you didn't have to shelter in place? How do your experiences change your thoughts about the value of the human connection? And how is that going to benefit your relationships for the rest of your life as well? Graduates, your senior year as class of 2020, it defines your experience now, and it will be part of your unique memory of this time forevermore. How you define yourself based on those experiences is totally up to you. I know I speak for the entire board and the Morgan Hill community when I say I couldn't be prouder of your resilience, of your successes, and of your potential. We look forward to cheering you on tomorrow morning in celebration of your achievement around Morgan Hill. Congratulations, Mighty Acorns, class of 2020.
Bonjour et félicitations aux amis, leurs familles et les nouveaux diplômés. Aujourd'hui, c'est un grand jour pour nous tous car on doit se préparer pour l'avenir. Depuis 4 ans, j'ai eu de la chance d'apprendre cette jolie langue et sa belle culture. Cela m'a permis d'ouvrir mes yeux sur de nouveaux horizons et de me faire beaucoup d'amis pendant les cours de français. Je remercie mes professeurs, Madame Anjali et Madame Angeles, ainsi que ma famille et mes amis qui ont été tous formidables. Live Oak is having friends that we'll keep for the rest of our lives, and that means we really are all in this together, because once an acorn, always an acorn. Encore merci, bon vent, et à la prochaine.
Buenas tardes, queridos padres y estudiantes. Hoy ha llegado el día que hemos esperado con tanta ilusión. Tal vez no es la celebración que esperábamos, pero no deja de ser un día importante en nuestras vidas. Yo he sido afortunada de haber crecido en un hogar donde el idioma principal ha sido español, y al comenzar mis estudios fui aprendiendo mi segundo lenguaje, inglés. Estoy muy agradecida con mi madre por la continua insistencia de la importancia de saber 2 idiomas. Y ahora con orgullo puedo decir que soy fluente en los 2 idiomas. Today is one of the most important milestones in our lives. It is after graduation that we will spread our wings and explore the world around us in pursuit of our dreams. Today we leave taking different paths, pero siempre llevaremos nuestras raíces con nosotros. Me gustaría agradecerles a todos por haber hecho estos últimos 4 años memorables y espero que todos podamos conquistar nuestros sueños.
Good afternoon, Live Oak class of 2020 graduates and family. Graduates, if you don't know me, I'm JODI. We've gone to school together for 4 years. Growing up, I learned how to speak Tagalog through the countless hours of teleseries I would watch alongside my grandma. So before coming to Live Oak, I was already bilingual, but was forced to take Spanish to fulfill those darn A through G requirements. There is no better freshman experience than the terror of the first day of Spanish class, as all of us tried to better understand Miss Foster through what was basically a game of charades. Luckily for me, I quickly realized that Spanish and Tagalog were very similar in their roots, which enabled me to pick up the language easier. It also helped that I already had the accent. I was convinced I would stop at Spanish too, but the idea of the biliteracy seal intrigued me. Thankfully, Senor Leonard made it worth my while, as he blasted classic Selena songs at 8 in the morning. Senor Leonard, a hard ass to say the least, is still a man I have so much respect for. This year, alongside Senor Escutia, I have further developed my reading and writing skills in Spanish. I give a big and warm thank you to my language teachers that have literally been the backbone of the entirety of my knowledge of this Romance language. A mis maestros, gracias. Continuing my love for this language, I hope to double major in child development and Spanish to one day become a pediatrician that can assist those that are Spanish-speaking only. I am so thankful for the opportunities that exploring foreign languages have opened. Tengo la bendición de poder decir que ahora soy trilingüe. Soon enough, we'll be outside of this mushroom town and into the real world of what we've always known as home. Fellow graduates, though this is not the graduation we envisioned, with the abrupt end to our senior year, we still have the rest of our lives ahead of us. I hope wherever you go, whatever journey you embark, that this has taught you that time is of absolute value. Take big risks, become the person you've always wanted to become, and work for what you really want. Gracias por tu tiempo. And remember, si se puede.
Hello all and welcome to the class of 2020.
Happy graduation day.
We share in the frustration, anger, and grief that most of you may be feeling, as this is not the graduation we've imagined for ourselves.
But as we stand here in front of you all, we must confess something.
You'd think after 4 years of English, we would have found the right words to say farewell to you all. But how do you say goodbye to a class that has shown an immense passion for kindness and a will to stand up for others?
How do you say goodbye to a class that has proved to persevere in the face of adversity, showing unmeasurable strength even in the most uncertain of times?
Hard, isn't it?
Thankfully, this is only a farewell and not a goodbye.
A few of the hardest things we went through together include college applications, 8 weeks worth of finals, and now a global pandemic.
Some would say, to hell and back! But what mattered most were the little things in between.
Unknowingly, we encouraged each other to thrive and have been a part of creating a highlight reel only we were able to experience. Whether that was getting to watch Jake and Travis on News from the Nut House,
or doing the wave at a senior town hall meeting.
This includes all the spirit days we dressed up for.
Or even the music we listened to in the quad.
Simply put, we are honored to be standing here in front of you all as we have the utmost gratitude and respect for the class of 2020.
The diploma we are, metaphorically, receiving today is dedicated to the leaders of freshman orientation who arrived dressed in costumes of nerds, aliens, and superheroes.
To the athletes who fought for league titles and the performers who poured their hearts into each competition.
To those who spent hours on rally tarps only for them to be, unserviceable.
Be proud of this momentous accomplishment, as this unconventional graduation does not decrease the value in each achievement.
I hope you know we're proud of you.
To the entire class of 2020, I say to you, every night moving forward, go home and dream of greatness.
Go forth into this world and continue to be open-minded and inclusive of all backgrounds.
We are already on the right path to change, and so I challenge you, make the world a better place than when we entered it.
Each day, make it a better day than the last.
We, as mighty acorns, are strong enough to rise above and lead the future as the representatives of the start of a new decade and the first to graduate in the midst of a global pandemic.
We have been in this together from the beginning, and now we will always be in this together.
Congratulations to the graduating class of 2020.
This is Prizzy Basuego as your senior class president.
And Anna Fuenzalida as your student body president. Signing off.
Thank you and farewell.
Hello, fellow graduates and their families. My name is GILLIAN MCCAW. It finally happened. We graduated. Class of 2020. With a year like that, I always assumed something crazy would happen. I just always thought it would be something like we landed on Mars or flying cars. Turns out I was right about the crazy, just not quite right about the events. We're graduating to a computer screen, which I admit was no one's first choice, but also kind of a cool thing to get to say, and it's certainly something I'll never forget. What I want to emphasize today is that even though we didn't get the senior semester and graduation we'd always dreamed of, doesn't diminish our accomplishments or take away from the many experiences we've had together. All that hard work, long hours, procrastinated assignments, and stressful nights were still worth it. Because today, we graduate from high school, no matter what that may look like. We've had to overcome a lot to get here, and I'm proud of us. For 13 years, school has been the one constant. We wake up, we go to school, we see our friends, we go home, we do homework. A majority of our lives have revolved around what happened in these walls and through these computer screens, but not anymore. Now it's up to us what we do with our lives. Whether that be getting a job or going to college or traveling the world, we have the freedom to choose what our future will be like, which is both terrifying and exciting. We've earned this. And I know the future seems rather daunting right now, filled with many unknowns, but the great thing about us graduating during all of this is that we get to help discover those unknowns. The world will surely never be the same again, and we will get to witness this change firsthand. We get to be part of creating a new world, a better and safer one. Just as every big event divides history, the world will be divided into the world before and the world after COVID-19. Generations to come will ask us about this time in our lives, and we'll be able to tell them that we didn't let COVID-19 get in the way of our dreams. We pushed on and brought hope in a rather dark situation. I know many of us struggled to stay motivated these past couple of weeks. Nothing felt real anymore, and the future seemed so turbulent. It was hard to find the purpose in still doing school, but each of us made the decision to continue our education, to ensure that what we worked for our entire lives was not in vain. We are the class of 2020. We did not give up when it got hard. We adjusted our goals to our situation, and we stepped up. We will go down in history both for being the graduating class of the pandemic and for the many accomplishments we are sure to make in the future. As we forge our path in this new, strange world we live in, remember we are the class of 2020, and we do not cower at the challenge brought by change. We adapt and overcome.
Senioritis is a colloquial term used to describe the decreased motivation towards studies displayed by students who are nearing the end of their high school careers. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. When I read about this senioritis thing, it was pretty concerning. Not because I was super worried about my grades, but because I was pretty sure that if my motivation to do schoolwork decreased any lower than it had, I would finally figure out the real life application of negative numbers. Negative motivation plus negative inspiration comes out to we've taken way too long to do Mr. Leonard's article analyses. Despite the math, we all made it through the year, for the most part, despite this senioritis. Until, of course, something a little bit more substantial brought it to a halt. However, Viktor Frankl once wrote that even in situations fully out of our control, we maintain the last of human freedoms, the ability to choose one's attitude in a given set of circumstances. As such, I believe that we're challenged to look to the positives in the times we live in. On that note, my fellow class of 2020, I would like to congratulate you. Some may say that this pandemic has stripped us of our senior year, that it has kept us from experiencing the things we deserve to, that it has robbed us. And while these things may be true, we have also been afforded a great opportunity. Seniors, we have accomplished that which no other class at this school has. We have successfully executed what has been, by my calculations, by far the most successful series of senior ditch days ever attempted by students of Live Oak High School. For this, I think we all deserve a round of applause. And as such, having conquered the longest senior ditch day scene in decades, possibly ever, I task you to have something besides chronic senioritis to show for your time off. Make sure to use this quarantine wisely. Whether that involves you learning a new skill or taking some time to regain focus in life, it doesn't matter. I believe that everyone here is going to be able to come out of this quarantine better prepared, well-rested, and completely desperate for social interaction. The only way left to go after all this is upwards. As the wall of the largest stall in the boys' bathroom of the English building says, don't peak in high school. Never forget that. Thank you.
Good afternoon, teachers, parents, and probably less than half of the class of 2020. I know this is not a conventional graduation, but I just want to say I hope everyone out there is doing well and staying safe wherever you are. Now, I also want to begin by thanking all the teachers for giving us the knowledge to get through these past 4 years, all the custodians, yard duties, lunchmen, and ladies for putting up with us whiny, careless teenagers. And a very special thank you to all of our families for either supporting us or driving us to this moment. Now, it has been 4 years of balancing tests, grades, homework, clubs, sports, music, theater, art, and whatever social life we all have in order to make it to the end. Not the absolute end, yes, the end of our childhoods and the start of our adulthood, because we all have to grow up or whatever that means, but rather the end of one of many significant chapters in our lives. I know not every single one of us enjoyed our career at Live Oak, and that's okay. After all, we're young, we're still learning, and we all have a long way to go. Some of us are about to embark on a journey for even more knowledge that may or may not be forgotten in the long run. Some will take a step back and seek meaning within themselves before moving on. Some of us won't move on. And some will throw themselves at the world, hoping to discover what's next for them. Whatever you are going to do, just please take what you learned from here with you. Whether it's that you're really bad at certain subjects, really great at some, or the education system sucks. The education system failed you. Remember to take something with you. It doesn't matter what. Especially to those of you who think high school is a waste. You have to experience it to even know how bad it can be. Keep your youth with you, because everybody needs to grow up, but that doesn't mean get rid of what makes you, you. I am one of few very lucky people to be able to give this speech, because I am one of the only ones that actually have their farewells recorded, so everyone out there can hear them. I really want to thank you, all of you. I know it can seem like people don't care. I know many people can seem emotionless, but it's not about working to make people see you for what you want them to see. What's important is how people feel about who you actually are. Be yourself. Be young at heart, class of 2020. Thanks, guys.
Hello and good afternoon, fellow graduates of the class 2020. Today is a remarkable day for all of us. While some may be dressed up for the occasion, I'm willing to bet that many are taking advantage of the virtual graduation to lounge about in pajamas after having just rolled out of bed an hour ago. Certainly, I'm also likely to be in some form of casual wear as I listen to this pre-recorded speech, cringing all the while and criticizing every little thing that just doesn't quite sound right. As a sentiment I'm sure many of you share if you've ever had to watch your own video be presented in class. But no matter where we are, or what we're wearing, or how many snacks we have piled beside us to get us through this ceremony, one thing is for certain. Today is the day to recognize all of our accomplishments, not only as a class, but as individuals who have given our all to make it to this point. I am proud of all of my fellow seniors for the perseverance in these past few months as we struggled through the final stretch of high school while stuck at home as a result of the pandemic. But I am also proud of how far we've all come in these last 4 years as a whole. Although graduation finally felt within reach once we hit senior year, we cannot forget that today represents a culmination of all of our efforts we put in since our very first day of freshman year. We all have our eyes on the future with plans on what we wish to do with our lives. Some plans are incredibly detailed, while others are vague. Some appear set in stone, while others remain flexible. No matter what lies ahead, no matter the differences in the futures we all see for ourselves, there stands one undeniable truth. So long as we continue our efforts and strive to achieve our goals with the same vigor utilized to reach this very point, then I know that those futures are well within reach. No doubt, life will become overwhelming at times as we take on our new roles as growing adults. But so long as you take things step by step, work day by day, then there is nothing that cannot be accomplished. That's not to say that we should spend our whole lives working day in and day out. I'm sure any artists or writers can tell you that pushing yourself too hard, too fast, almost always ends up being more counterproductive than helpful. Rather, I'm saying to do a little bit each day, one piece at a time, just as we took things year by year for the duration of our high school career. Let our own stories of the past years be a testament to how much can be achieved through the work we do every day, no matter how big or small, no matter how important or insignificant our actions may seem. Balance work and play. Spend an equal amount of time working as doing something you love to do. Be that playing an instrument, a sport, video games, a card game, hanging out with friends, watching a movie, binging your favorite show, making crafts, creating artwork or a short story. Our hobbies, the things that we love doing, are just as much a part of ourselves as our accomplishments in education. Because we're not just here to celebrate our graduation or the fact that we managed to pass all of our classes. We're here to celebrate a grand transition in our lives. We're celebrating having learned about ourselves and the time we've spent together here at Live Oak, as well as all that there is still yet to learn about ourselves moving forward. At the end of the day, graduation is a great hurdle that we have managed to leap over. Yet on the other side lies ever more hurdles to climb. This is a moment for us to bask in the victories of the past and present, but it is important to remember that we still have much, much more to do. So take a moment to take it all in. Let yourself enjoy this time, because for many of us, come this fall, it'll be right back to the grind. For all the changes that graduation represents, some things may never truly change. And that's why it's important to keep your head held high and plunge forward, taking the good with the bad, the quiet moments with the loud, the stressful times with the relaxing ones. I leave my fellow Acorns with this parting message. Life is a game of balance, and if we can manage to keep the scales even, then there's no doubt we'll find our own sense of happiness in the times ahead. Thank you, and congratulations, Live Oak Class of 2020.
Seniors, please rise.
Nazra Abdi, Natalie Amadazadi, Alvaro Amador, Olivia Andrews, Miles Anim Apia, Lawrence Akindi, Samantha Arcee, Lizeth Arias, Laura Avendano, Nathali Ayla, Isaiah Barnes, Eli Barrera, Diego Barrios, Harold Bauer, Nicholas Bell, Cynthia Bernardino Hernandez, Sergio Baruman, Hayden Borelli, Matthew Blocker, Kara Blotz, Prizzy Bosuego, Caroline Bowen, Michael Bravo, Winston Burks, Emma Lee Burns, Alexandra Caldwell, Mackay Calloway, Noe Camacho, Blake Camisa, Isaac Cardenas, Ricardo Carrasco Chavez, Jennifer Castillo Cafe, Brandon Castillo, Dominic Catalani, Alexandria Kaimi, Megan Chalk, Ethan Chow, Alex Chavez, Tammy Chen, Justin Chu, Kenneth Cohen, Kyle Corbett, Allison Conlon, Isabella Corona, Roman Cruz, Amanda Cummings, Griffin Dahlbeck, Jacob Dahlbeck, Sierra Dahlbeck, Nicholas Davies, E Group Dylan, Christian Diaz, Julie Diaz, Devin Dietz, Catherine Dillon, Christopher Dominguez Salinas, Marlena Dominguez, Tyler Douglas, Mary Grace Dudek, Daniel Duncan, Christopher Jet, Aiden Earl, Kian Easterly, Owen Eddy, Catherine Elston, Thomas Emerton, Crystal Amuka, Wesley Falix Sturkin, Bianca Farias Hidalgo, Cheyenne Farahi, Elijah Fernandez, Daniel Forstrom Webb, Anna Fuensalida, Jillian Gabrielson, Eliza Gaeta, Fatima Galvin, Mauricio Garcia Overa, Kimberly Garcia, Luis Garcia, Robert Garcia, Adrienne Gomez, Juan Gomez, Roberto Gomez, Andrew Gonzalez, Brianna Gonzalez, Jasmine Gonzalez, Joseph Gonzalez, Braden Guerrero, Aiden Gustafsson, Maya Gustafsson, Luis Guzman, Riley Hallinan, Ethan Hanlon, Riley Heiser, Connor Hennings, Grecia Hernandez, Juan Hernandez, Nicholas Higginbottom, Mia Hillsland, Dennis Hill, Monique Howe, Skylar Hudson, Edward Hurtado, Brian Ivy, Robert Jackson, Samantha James, Alexandra Harmil, Ethan Jardine, Marieli Jimenez Corona, Natalia Jimenez, Jacob Kaser, Jugad Kajuria, Christiana Kingman, Nyazia King, Helen Kirchhoff, Blake Knapp, Ryan Kramer, Camille Kubuta, Taylor Ligorio, Iris Lagunes Anaya, Tracy Lamb, Michelle Lizcano Rivera, Julian LaRue, Kyle Lee, Songlin Leong, McKenna Lewis, Nicholas Lamonto, Dominic Lapernia, Joaquin Lopez Navarro, Martine Lopez Rivera, Maria Lopez, Anai Lozano, Gael Luna,
Richard Mays, Curtis Mack, Gunnar Markeski, Alexandra Marin, Celestina Marroquin, Alyssa Martinez, Daniela Martinez, Jared Martinez, Madison McCartney, Gillian McCaw, Colton McCrossan, Justin McCurry, Kristen McGee Morley, David Mendoza Gomez, Julian Mendoza, Freddie Mercado Calzada, Aaron Miner, Brandon Miner, Colton Moorhead, Madison Moore, Cecilia Morales Rodriguez, Nathan Morales, Mitchell Nagel, Gisela Navarro, Lucas Wing, Lauren Nishikawa, Fernanda Olguin, Natalie Ordaz, Samantha Orta, Hippolito Otero Resendez, Kaylani Partong, Janelle Palomo, Jacob Paulson, Emily Ann Pember, Roberto Perez, Megan Petrowski, V. Pham, Brianna Fan, Jonathan Pinkham, Megan Quadrini, Stephanie Quiroz Toribio, Ricardo Ramon, Enrique Ramos Reyes, Isaiah Ramos, Adriel Razo, Yesenia Reed, Andres Rendon, Jonathan Rendon, Ma Remedios Resendez, Elijah Reyes, Joseph Richmond, Angelique Rivas, Javier Rivera, Isaiah Robertino St. Laurent, William Robeson, Michael Robbins, Costa Rodriguez Buret, Giselle Rodriguez, Jasmine Rodriguez, Jody Rodriguez, Jordan Rodriguez, Lila Rodriguez, Maribel Ramo, Sophia Root, Andres Rosales, Genevieve Rausch,
Dylan Storm Rowe,
Gladys Rubacava, Sarah Rye, Anthony Salas, Brianna Salinas, Stephanie Sembrano, Koloa Santillanes, Sahej Preet Saran, Beatrice Sarmiento, Matthew Say, Marcus Shopee, Alex Schwegler, Jack Scottney Castle, Madeline Segier, Cassandra Shores, Nicholas Silva, Robert Simmons. Rebecca Snook. Alexis Solario. Savion Spencer. Audrey Sperry. Cynthia Sperry. Emma Squires. Caleb Swanbeck. Alyssa Marie Tabora. Julia Terrazas. Rhett Thorson. Travis Tran. Elizabeth Tuttle. Keyshawn Tyler. Nicole Valdez. Jacob Valdivia. Jason Valentine. Jenna Valenzuela. Joseph Vasquez. Alexander Wang. William Waxman. Hunter White. Tyler Wildy. Evan Williams. Shailene Williams. Haley Wolfsfeld. Celia Wood. Serena Wood. Annabella Wunderlich. Frank Ibarra.
At this time, I would like to confer with the Morgan Hill Unified School District School Board and our Superintendent, Mr. Steve BETANDO, that upon completion of our requirements set forth by board policy and with today's ceremony, that those who have met the requirements are now going to be receiving a diploma from Live Oak High School. Seniors, you may now shift your tassel from the right to the left to signify all that you have accomplished in the last 4 years. Thank you again, and congratulations to the Live Oak High School class of 2020.